Hello and welcome to this demonstration of the Europass platform to help you understand the pages and sections of the platform, and we ask you also to review the content and the different texts on the platform to review the quality of the translations. You can select the various different Europass languages from the selection tab in the top right hand corner, choosing from the 29 languages which Europass is available in. As you work through each of the labels, please use the relevant Excel sheet that's been supplied to you. There's one Excel sheet for each of the 29 languages. You'll see there's 4 columns in each Excel sheet. The path, which helps us to identify where to include the label, the original English translation, the translation in one of the other Europass languages. In this example, you'll see it's in French, and the blank column D, where you can insert any suggested improvements or alternative translations. When you're completing the review, please do not make any amendments or any edits to A, B, or C. Only include your edits in column D next to the relevant translation. You'll see that in the Excel sheet, all of the different labels and all of the different texts that are in the ePortfolio are included in this Excel sheet, which we've supplied to you. So to access the ePortfolio, you simply go to the Europass homepage, which we've shared a link to you, click on Create Your Free Europass, and this will bring you to the starting page to begin creating a Europass profile. We want to ensure that the steps to create a Europass profile are user-friendly and relatable to the job seekers, learners, workers, and volunteers that may be visiting Europass, and that they can create the Europass profile in a simple, understandable way. For the purposes of this short demonstration, we're going to view as a guest. But if you have your EU login, you can also simply log in here and view all of the labels and the different sections as well as a registered user would, and you'll be able to see more of the labels. So for now, I'll continue as a guest, and you'll see as the first step in creating Europass profile, you can create this by uploading an existing Europass CV to reuse content here, or you can create a profile from scratch. To create a profile, for the purposes of your review of the translations, the only thing that you need to input are the 2 mandatory fields, first name and surname. And then, as you'll see, we ask you to review the other terms and other labels here on each page, but you do not need to complete any of them to be able to review the different pages and consider if you need to make any changes. You can view each label, and we also ask you to look at the blue eyes, which are called tooltips. These are additional information and context which is provided to the user to help them to understand the purpose of the box or the different text boxes in the profile. On to the next step, and you'll see the different fields for describing work experience. We ask you to look again at the blue eyes with the text that are in here. All of these are included in the Excel sheet that I just showed you, as well as the different instructions, such as terms like this, ongoing, the texts that are here in the text boxes, which again are intended as giving guidance and more instruction to the user. And we also ask you to look at the terms here, such as these navigation terms, which help the people to understand the process and the steps to complete the profile. And really, it's clear that these need to be really clear and understandable in every language. Following work experience, users can fill in their education and training history. And again, you'll see the typical fields here. We ask you to look at each of them, look at the instructions that are given to people. And then as the final section in creating a basic profile, users can fill in their language skills and they can fill in their digital skills. Again, there's no need to fill in any of the content to be able to work through each of these sections and view them. As a final step, you can click on the button Create to create what will be a very basic profile. Again, I'm continuing as a guest. You won't see this pop up if you log in with your EU login. Now it's generating the profile, So again, this profile clearly is blank. We haven't inputted in any information, but you'll be able to see the prompts and the text and the information that are available for users if for some reason they do leave their profile blank or leave sections incomplete. So again, we'd be grateful if you could look at each of these terms, look at the different terms that are available on the platform to help them manage their profiles, such as add profile in another language, share. You can look at the settings page and view each of these terms. People can manage their privacy settings. They can manage the different versions of their profile, as they can create versions in different languages, and all of these instructions, such as deleting their profile and managing the settings here by clicking on edit, and looking at these different terms where they can manage how their data is used in Europass. Also in their profile, they will be able to add new sections. So we ask you to review each of these terms. These different sections are available for users to build a more comprehensive profile, to build a full picture of their education, training, and career history. And there's also the option to add another, where the user can add a custom field where they choose the title of their own to reflect a certain achievement or project that they want to include in their profile. As well as reviewing the different elements here of the profile, we ask you to look at my library, my skills, and my interests. My library is the section where users can upload their documents, their diplomas, their certificates, essentially the evidence that is linked to the information in their profile, so that they have it all available in one place. So again, if you were able to click through each of these buttons, see that they make sense, and again, your focus is only on ensuring that the language and the terms that are used are clear in your language. In my skills, this is a page that gives the Europass user an overview of all of the information on their skills that they've inputted into their profile. So again, we'd ask you to look at the introductory texts, the text that are giving users a prompt on what this page is about and how they can use it and edit it. My skills, as I say, is a picture of their existing skills based on the information that they've put in their profile. This is information that's automatically generated by Europass in a visual way. And then in my interests, the user can identify what they would like to do as next steps, what their goals are. They can select from a predefined list of activities, and please again look at each of these terms in your language. They can select a location if they would like to study, learn, or work abroad, and also identify their particular interests, subjects, topics, and different areas that they're interested in becoming more expert on. So these are the different sections. As I say, you can, through the Me button, the users can return to their profile, manage their settings, click on Help to have access to the Contact Us page, and log in or log out based on whether they're a registered user or not. By clicking specifically on the word Me, this will bring you to what we call the dashboard, where users can see an overview of everything that's going on within their particular Europass. Now again, this page looks blank as we haven't been filling in content, but here would be a link to the most recent version of the Europass profile. Here are links to the CV editor, cover letter editor, and library. Quick access to these particular tools if users want to create an application, create a CV, a cover letter, or use documents from their library. And here, if the user had filled in the content, they'd be able to see the most recent versions of their skills and the interests that they've most recently added. Here's a further link to the settings button that I showed you earlier. And here, users will receive suggestions of jobs and courses that may be of interest to them based on the information in their profile and based on their skills, which they can add to their favorites. So this is the very short overview of how you can tab through each of the sections of the Europass profile and consider whether the translations in your language are accurate in an informal style and are user-friendly. Thank you for your time in reviewing this, and thank you for your time in looking at the applications.